We no longer seem to live in a candid world. We're all really afraid to share what we really think or feel because we know we'll be rejected and cast aside. We're all kind of hiding out in what we know and what we don't know. It's also the idea that we're sometimes more fascinated with what we know than with what we don't know. And sometimes we need to be more fascinated with that. It's kind of akin to the idea of being a person and also having a persona. We really sometimes don't even know who we are. It's the difference between who we are and the person we present to the world. And I read recently that it's apparently, I think it's hard to maintain a persona for very long because eventually the real you pops out. But I disagree. I think that for many of us, we probably never meet our real selves because in fact, we're just in love with our own persona and everything we know. It begs the question, who the hell are we? Welcome to Illinois Bridging Awareness. I'm Stanley Smith. At Illinois Bridging Awareness, we're bridging this gap. That's why we need a bridge between who we are and who we think we are. It's also the gap between our physical selves and our spiritual selves. We all have brokenness and failure in this material life, in this material realm. But also we have the expectation that we'll experience some love in this lifetime. It's a reasonable expectation. If you're not finding it or seeing it, then ask somebody. Sometimes we need to step aside from ourselves and let ourselves pass by in order to see it. On the Saturday call, we've talked about the glass half full or half empty, and maybe we just need to get rid of that glass. I think the glass was plenty full last Saturday at the General Assembly meeting here in Illinois. We had various groups coming together to support this effort. We had the Libertyville group, the Awake Illinois group, and also our group. It was a terrific gathering. So fun to see people in real life. Paul from Michigan joined us again to continue leading us in forming and finalizing and instituting our assembly, and explained that the purpose of the assembly is to reassemble our state and our nation. Paul complimented us, the people in Illinois, for the cohesion and resolve in Illinois. And the term moral turpitude came up as one of our grievances against the state, and he thought that was telling. It's the idea that apparently things are so bad in Illinois that we've all come together on that. Paul reiterated some of the foundational documents which are important, the Constitution and founding documents of Jefferson and Franklin, and that the dream, the American dream, has, it's really been subverted by something else. At this time, Paul said, we really can't be a fence rider anymore. You got to be in or out and one side or the other. You just can't be half in and half out. We're all fighting here as a way to adjure. The principal documents that Paul outlined, he gave examples of the Constitution and the Declaration and affidavit as being principal documents, and also explained to us the five branches of government. The five branches, according to Paul, which is quite good, include the people. I put that at the top of the list because I think the people somehow got forgotten. We've got the people, the judicial, the executive, legislative, and the grand jury. Paul also talked about the corporate domain, and corporations, and the corporate domain has dominion over just that, itself and other corporations. The government has dominion over itself, but not us. The corporation recognizes other corporations and other corporate entities, but ironically not us, because we're not incorporated. We're not the people incorporated. And because of this, we're not an entity. We're not recognizable. But the government does recognize groups and assemblies. They recognize the Amish and the church and indigenous peoples. At the meeting, someone pointed out that, of course, indigenous means born here. So, by birthright, we should all be indigenous people and claim the rights of one of these groups in order to have some representation by the government we elected. Again, Paul reiterated the idea, this is why we need to reassemble. We need to do this. It's the difference between being lawful and not legal. The lawfulness of our republic is the idea that it's founded under God. We have God over here and you. But somehow government has inserted itself as this stumbling block between us and God. They've kind of taken the place of God, and they see themselves as bestowing rights and privileges upon us and not coming from God. It's a difficult balance that we're trying to strike here. It's the balance between standing alone. We all want to stand alone as an individual, and joining together and working together on this. Paul also talked about the idea that we're all opinionated and we all have feelings, but he's frankly not interested in any of that. He just wants to know, what's the thinking? What is the thinking behind this? And he asks, how did you come up with this? And where are the facts? And he asks us, is this what you feel, or is it what you know? I think that's back to the idea of person and persona. Is that just who you think you are, or is it who you really know yourself to be? And do the facts and actions of your life bear that out? In fact, I've supposed before that most of what we think we know is erroneous, especially when we say, how does it make you feel? And, well, that's what it says, or that's what I heard on the internet. All these things just reiterate the persona and the gap between our erroneous beliefs and what is really true. We need to all do some serious thinking. We need to step aside from ourselves and let our true selves pass by. At the General Assembly meeting, we finished up electing officers. If you are interested in forming a General Assembly in your county, we will be looking for people in all those areas. We need 13 people in at least 13 counties to get this going. The next General Assembly in the western suburbs area will be on Saturday, March 4th. And we encourage everyone to join us there. Again, if you're at all interested in the General Assembly, please reach out to me with the email in the description of this video, or you can reach out directly to David. In addition to the Saturday meeting on March 4th, we'll also have educational meetings on a new platform called Free Conference Call Services. And the general format of our in-person meetings will continue to be meeting, lunch, and then an educational program. And it was fun, and we're hoping that the upcoming meetings will continue to be very fun and educational. The overall message of the General Assembly, people ask, well, what is this? Well, I'm hearing it as, we're treading water in this weird place. And the reason we're treading water is we want to mitigate the ill effects and lay the groundwork for reassembling a restored republic for our state and nation. And it's kind of a folly to believe that this ship is going to right itself, that we're just going to elect a certain number of people and they're somehow magically going to change everything or correct it. We need to help these people. I've compared it to an alcoholic, and I have nothing against alcoholics. I have a lot of friends who are alcoholics, but the phenomenon of being an alcoholic is, for many, they need to bottom out. They need to hit rock bottom. And that's probably what needs to happen in our state and our city, the city of Chicago, and the nation. But we want to mitigate these ill effects of bottoming out by voting. We want to continue to vote. As much as we can see this as a hopeless situation, we don't want to feed the system by failing to show up and voting. We also want to work to continue cleaning up the voter rolls and serving as an election judge. Whatever you can do, you don't need to do everything. You just need to do something. I think it's safe to say we probably all need to do something at this point to continue to grow the network. And we need to continue to grow this network in every county of our state, so we can have someone in place to pick up all the pieces. I want to offer, and I do offer, my thanks and gratitude to Gayla for hosting the last Saturday call when I was at the assembly meeting. The Illinois Bridging Awareness call is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. And, we cover a topic and we have discussion. This week, I think we're probably going to zone in a little bit on who are we. It was such a pleasure to meet people in real life and to get to know them better. And some people on the call we haven't heard that much from. And if people are comfortable sharing, who they are, I'm happy to hear who their persona is, what they do for a living, and what their interests are. And if they want to share a little bit more of their true person, that's fine. We're always open for that. The Saturday call, in addition to other opportunities to share, include a Signal account. We have a Slack account platform for archiving information. I recently opened up a new Facebook page, and also we have a Telegram channel. Special thanks to Chris Manella for maintaining most of those platforms. If you would like an invitation to join us on this journey, this is truly a journey together here at Illinois Bridging Awareness. I will include my email in the description of this video. The Saturday call is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.